Alright, so I've had my Leopard Gecko for about 4 or 5 years, and he's been in a 20-gallon that whole time, which is okay. But since the carpet python is going to take longer than expected to grow big enough to need this, he's going to go in there. Ideally, I'd like to do indefinitely, or we might have to downgrade him again. We'll see what happens, but today we're going to give him a bioactive tank, biodegradable soil, and about double the space. And I set this down when I bought it, and I meant to take it back out for the video, just to start the video with an empty tank. If you've ever worked with biodegradable soil before, it's heavy, and I don't really know how I got that in there so easily after a work day. Alright, let's get this open. What I like about Terrarium is it's essentially a soil sand mixture with bioactive ingredients. It doesn't feel ridiculously heavy. Like obviously this whole bag is, but I don't know, it just feels more lightweight than sand. And it's just very soft. It's a lot darker than I expected coming out of the bag. Just because this stuff, it's still being used in the store. It's been out for a while, so it looks a couple shades lighter. We're gonna do some cool stuff with some slate. Having this much substrate might make it a little more better. We're gonna be able to make like a row. Like the ideas are swirling and this is fun. Hot side's gonna be over there. Alright, we got our pile of rocks. Sorry if I don't sound the best, I just got half the dust I scraped off these up my nose. But yeah, I just piled them here. And we're gonna start with a main build under the basking spot with these. First idea I have, dig out a burrow right here. And place a rock over it. Go a little bit wider, something like that. Yeah, he should be able to get under there. That's the thing is, it's really gonna compress this dirt down low. I like the look of that. And then we're gonna stack over it. Maybe we'll go like right here. Right here, I can show you like the coolest piece ever that I was super happy to snag. Which is this. We're gonna use this somehow. I just want to raise it up. Like that's too low of a gap. I'm gonna move everything anymore. Like this side's like nice and orangey and a little black, or I can go with this side. I'm gonna go like this. The only thing is I don't want to weigh this down, then it freaking squishes him. But I think that, yeah, the dirt's just compressing. I don't think anything bad will happen. We're just gonna build this up a little bit higher, without breaking the tank. And like, I'm a little worried that some of these hiding spots are gonna be a little small because he's a pretty good sized leopard gecko. But like he can make himself tiny for sure when he wants to. But we'll see if he uses that. If not, we'll change it. And we'll go like that. I think that looks pretty neat. Bump that up a little bit. Yeah, he can burrow under there. Where he's got that spot. He can hang out on top for his basking. We're gonna have to check that with temp. Make sure it doesn't get too hot. Just because that slate is gonna get a lot hotter than his plastic hide he has right now. But I am quite fond of that. It gives him two different tiers to hide at. as well as perching on top. Now, I don't have a whole lot planned out for the rest of the tank. I think for the most part, the rest of it's literally going to be like moving his old hides into here. We have a couple more pieces. The round one I might save for the day gecko build. And then that we'll probably just like chuck literally in the middle like that. Probably get my new water dish today too. Just his is tiny. And like it'll work for a leopard gecko, but since we're going bigger tank, I might as well go bigger water dish. If that makes any sense at all. Just gonna chuck more dirt back there. And then we do have a couple succulents to plant. So we're gonna figure out spots for that. Oh, we actually don't have a grow light for this tank. I don't know. Succulents are freaking resilient though. Probably go right here. And then somewhere else. Oh, that's the dog. Hi, buddy. Probably go away from the bulb. Yeah, I'll probably put... Yeah, we'll go one here. The water dish up front by the door. And one behind it somewhere. Yeah, and we'll stick his hide right there. Alright, let's do it. Let's plant our plants. And we got old Howard. Hi, buddy. Good boy. Actually gonna do this part handheld, just so I can get, you know, right in front of what we're actually doing. We're gonna plant that little... Which one should I do right there? Should I do the twin? I'm gonna put this guy right there. Oh, wait. I want to get it buried. If you couldn't tell, I'm not the best with plants. Don't really know how to take care of them. And then so water dish is gonna go in the corner. I always liked putting them in the back, but it's so much quicker. You're doing it right there, right in front by the door. And we'll get that a little bit farther from the wall, just because I don't know if the roots are gonna hit that and then not be able to grow as well. Our little twin thing. Oh shoot, I'm not gonna do that with one hand. I really probably should let these root before I let them run around, but we're gonna steal a couple of his hides to finish the build. And I do just kind of feel bad for him, knowing what I know now. Like I thought 20 gallons was great, but now I'm kind of Especially because, like I said, he's not giant or anything, but for an adult male, I think he's pretty solid size. Alright, and then yeah, we're gonna steal 2 of his hides, and then we're done. I'm gonna move his water dish for now, but I think I'm gonna buy one today for the guy. Alright, I always say I'm gonna come back right after a cut, and then don't. I realized setting up a new tank as quick as possible, especially a new heat source, and then just leaving him in there for the rest of the day was not the greatest idea. So we are going to run his current heat bulb over here while we're putting the finishing touches on, and then we can check temperature. Should be fine, and we should just throw them right in. Okay, and then I have, oh, by the way, we had a dying plant. I forgot where. I think it was the day gecko tank. I just threw some dead leaves in there. Oh, which, by the way, we do have some eggs from those guys I can throw up right now. Probably been incubating for about a week. And then we are going to grab his old hides and go here and there and give him 3 total hiding spots. I still felt like that was a little bit too open. So I'm going to see what I can do in terms of burrowing that out as well. Probably literally just going to do something like that. And then we can literally call that an extra hide. Oh, sorry. Might be a little small for him. Like, they aren't going to be great at making burrows, but if he wants that spot, he'll figure it out. Move this dirt back there. Throw some on top. Sweet, and then I'll go grab his other hide. Okay, we do actually have this, which I quite like, which was just from outside. Just throw that there, and then that covers up that spot. It's just a little bland. I want to actually, because this is supposed to be used to go up against a wall, I want to try laying it down and burying it so he can go in there. We'll see if he actually uses it or not. Yeah, so we're actually just going to scratch this. We'll probably move it back and do the same thing again. We're going to set it down like that. And then from most angles, it just looks like a little rock. Then he can get in there. Like, I wanted to give him new stuff, but like, both the stuff I have just fits this build really well in terms of color and texture, as well as he loves this hide right here. So why take it away from him? Okay, and then water dish is gonna go here, so we don't even need to pull the soil out. I totally forgot to buy a new one, so we're gonna look again today. Just balance that all the way over here. Perfect. And then probably swap this out. The whole rest of the tank is gonna be nice and naturalistic. See if I can find like a rocky food dish. Gonna steal you guys again, and then we're gonna recreate this little spot. Yeah, just burrow right there. Or dig out right there, however you want to put it. Dang it, okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, like, that's pretty tiny. Like I said, if he wants to figure it out, he will. And if he doesn't like that spot, it's fine. He's got enough other stuff. Just throw that back there. Throw that on the other side. That works. Sweet. I think that is coming along quite nicely. That little hide, that entrance right there. We got a couple places for him to go underneath into the bedding, which would be nice and humid for him. You want to talk about how leopard geckos are, arid but not ridiculously dry. I think this is going to work great. I'm not going to add moss or anything. Like, they're going to be able to find their humid, cool spots if they want to. I feel like we already have enough going on right here. Just throw that right there. That leaf up. Put that leaf right there. Most important part of the build, the 4 leaves and their placement. Alright, that looks like he is going to love it. Hopefully I can keep the plants alive. I'm not the greatest at that. Especially, I can't really